The posterior chain advanced floor bed sequence 2. Do this sequence twice in a day, and then the next day you could do sequence 1 and alternate. After starting off with a few deep breaths, bring your knee to your chest, and now this time you're going to do some deliberate rocking back and forth. Whereas in sequence 1, you gently pressed into your knee, held for 5 seconds, relax. This time, you're deliberately rocking back and forth. Now we're going to extend the foot into the air as high as you can. Hold the back of your knee and rock and straighten out your leg and your feet in the air as high as you can. And do this 10 to 20 times. Now switch, bring the other knee to your chest and gently rock back and forth. The deliberate dynamic movement acts like flossing to help elongate and shorten, elongate and shorten. And this is the healthy way to work and exercise the fascia. Now put your hands behind the knee and straighten your foot into the air and move your foot up and down. Extend the knee, let it drop, extend the knee and drop. And do this 10 to 20 times. Now we roll onto our side, arms extended to the side for balance. Keep your shoulders close to the floor as possible. Right foot over the left. And unlike the sequence 1 and sequence 2, we're gently moving our foot up and down to help mobilize the fascia. Now switch and bring the opposite foot over. In this case, it's the left foot over the right. Arms to the side. And we're going to be alternating the foot up and down, swinging it back and forth to help mobilize the fascia. Now roll completely to one side. In this case, it's to my right side. Arm overhead, top leg behind me. Now we're going to start moving the top leg back and forth, unlike in sequence 1 where we just held it. So just move this back and forth, get mobility throughout entire fascia. Now switch and we'll repeat it on the other side. Top arm overhead, top leg behind. Keep your balance and gently swing your leg back and forth. Now we roll into our back, doing a pelvic tilt, lumbar flattening, pelvic bridge. This helps mobilize the spine. And we're moving up and down because that's how we exercise fascia, by moving it, shortening it, elongating, shortening, elongating. Now we move into the diaphragm stretch. Fingers around the ribs, gently breathing into our fingers. Do this 10 to 20 times. Now we do the arms overhead mobilization. So raise your arms overhead, try and keep your arms flat to the floor. Now keeping your hands close to the floor as possible, flatten your spine. Now straighten one foot, return it to bent, straighten the other. All the time doing your best to try to keep your lumbars flat to the floor. Now you can place a foam roller under your upper back, generally between the shoulder blades or just slightly below it, to help get an exaggerated backward bend into your thoracic spine. And here are several different ways of mobilizing the spine. I can roll over the foam roller. I can bend over the foam roller. Keep my arms overhead, which gives an added stretch to it. Bring my hands behind my head. If I can't keep my hands overhead, do a little curl. Here again, I'm rolling now over the foam roller. Now I like this size foam roller. It's a good size. Some people can get benefit from having a thicker, wider foam roller as well. Now we roll onto our stomach and we'll start doing some chest raises. Pushing our chest as high off the floor as we can while keeping our hips as close to the floor as possible. We can do this 10 to 20 seconds. Or you can do this for 5 seconds and then start alternating with lifting the rear feet. So lifting the right foot several times. Now the left foot several times. Here I'm doing it 4 to 5 times. Now we add the upper extremity, always the opposite arm and leg, since that's how part of the posterior chain works, is connected. We don't want you to get too fatigued, too tired. Do a few of them as you can, alternate to other sides. Now an added challenge is to take the left foot, swing it over to the right, bring it back, swing it back over the right foot, bring it back, swing it over the right leg, bring it back. All this time I'm trying to keep my chest to the floor. Then we do the same with our right foot. Bring it over the left leg, back. If you can get it to touch the floor, that'd be great. If If all you can do is keep it in the air like that because of the tightness, that's okay too. We want to keep our chest to the floor. Now bring your right arm to your side. Now swing your left foot over and try to have it touch the floor. Do this 2 or 3 times. And then we switch to the other side. Go as far as you can. As you progress through these sequences, you'll get further. Left arm to your side. Swing your right foot over. Remember, turn your head to the side that your foot's going to be swinging towards. Now we switch and move into some A to C transitions. Here's the A, with a little bouncing to mobilize the posterior chain at our ankles and our calf. C, looking up to the ceiling, and A, and alternating back and forth. This is a great exercise to try to do for about 1 to 2 minutes continuously. Well, I feel great after doing this exercise, so how about start over and do it again?